A new commitments announced today will create economic opportunity to help address the root causes of migration in Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. Vice President Kamala Harris and the Partnership for Central America (PCA). Somebody look up the PCA, and that's whatever you got. But somebody look up the PCA and and find out who's the Partnership for Central America. Let's see the names of the people in charge. All right, and it says, on the part of the Central America Forward, CAF. Somebody looked that up. Central America Forward, a public-private partnership, was created to respond for the president's call to action for North Central America. So, looking at all this newfound evidence that I had no clue of, it seems like these migrants were brought up here, and so that certain people in the DNC could line their pockets in the private sector.
Absolutely.
And that so I'm willing to bet that it's small hats at the heads of both of these organizations that we just called.
Klaus Schwab. Yep.
Wow. Okay. And which one?
The PCA.
Wow.
It got some other names: Blanca Trevino, Ray Chambers, Luis Alberto Moreno,
Klaus Schwab.
Hamdi Olakaya, and Klaus Schwab.
So the sellouts that click up with the small hats, all right, down there in Trevino, because those are all so-called Latin names, all right. But then again, it's a lot of small hatters that have Latin names down in that part. Look at Aaron Lopez. We all know who he was.
And this will back that that video too.
Come on, bring it out, brother.
Here on September 21st and 22nd, and features 111.
The city group removed some of the store merchandise and tried to hide it in a bag. When they were confronted by a loss prevention officer, they started to fight.
Of course, he gonna
Sampler.
That's what Esau does.
There you go.
But that's how they
Somebody at headquarters hit the button for commercial.
copyright the videos from the commercials.
We've been open almost about 3 years. We had the normal, little thefts here and there, but in the past 2 years, a lot of theft is growing up. And I'm not going to say it's because of the migrant shelters, but we're surrounded by the migrant shelters over here. We've seen a lot more theft.
So here you have a small business struggling with shoplifting, located within walking distance of 17 shelters for asylum seekers. But although there's no proof that that's where the thieves were living, critics maintain the problems this store is having follow a familiar pattern, which they say the city doesn't seem interested in stopping for some reason.
A community in Brooklyn tonight coming together asking for help. They say migrant shelters in their neighborhood are leading to violence and bringing in dangerous gang members.
For instance, right here, someone is now stolen underwear out of here. They rip it open and they steal it out. I knew something was up as I'm looking out of the corner of my eye right now, and I can see that this gentleman is helping that gentleman steal the case of Snickers.
Migrants from a 4,000-bed shelter nearby fill the sidewalks. They sit on park benches, on stoops and curbs, under the BQE overpass. So many people crowded in here.
We have been witnessing the escalation in violence on the street and in the community for months now.
We've been pleading with the mayor, as we've seen increased violence, that this was going to be inevitable.
Authorities say he allegedly tried to steal with a group of other migrants while he was arrested. The search is on at this hour for 3 others who are part of that group. Authorities say the group removed some of the store merchandise and tried to hide it in a bag. When they were confronted by a loss prevention officer, they started to fight.
So store owners fear their businesses will not survive because of rising shoplifting. But what nobody's talking about is that shoplifting in New York has already been a problem for a very long time, much longer than the asylum crisis, and that's because here nobody goes to jail for stealing. Sure, law enforcement has the power to arrest thieves, but that's just a minor inconvenience to them because shoplifting under $1,000 is not a jailable or bailable offense, even if it's not their first offense, proving that a city which doesn't punish crime will only experience more crime, irrespective of who the criminals are or where they're from, which explains why
Now that same thing was going on out in San Francisco in the Bay Area way before the migrant problem. So what it seems like,
They put a face to it.
they put a face to it, exactly, Pops. They put a face to it, and they're demonizing the Northern Kingdom, and it's creating a rift with the American citizens between the Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom, but not just them, but also with the especially with the Babylonians, because from what I see, you know, I always see the Southern Kingdom on the news for the most part complaining about the asylum seekers. But what I see with my eyes on the streets here in Chicago is I see the asylum seekers kicking it with the Southern Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm seeing. They smoking weed together, doing dirt together. They
Yeah.
even when we at camp downtown, they sit around and just do wickedness together.
Just like the movie.
They hang. You know, they really are. They it's like they're coming together. So I don't see all this animosity that they keep pushing. So it seems that this is what Esau Edom is doing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Remember the movie? Was it 12 Years a Slave when they got into the or I don't know, or whichever one the one with the
When he ran into Gad and they started doing the peyote.
Right, and they
That was 12 Years a Slave. When
12 Years a Slave,
when he
right.
ran away, he ran into Gad and they started
in the
smoking
woods,
peyote.
and it was a freeze where he saw the Gadites saw him, and you never knew what was going to happen. And then the next scene, they were all drinking and dancing and eating together.
Yeah, peyote.
But this is that's what Esau.
They do that
is trying.
downtown.
Esau's trying to start something, but see, it's going to backfire on him. Lord's going to disappoint him in every enterprise. All right. A lot of Jake. I'm not to say some Jake is going to beef with some Southern Kingdom is going to beef with the Northern Kingdom, but majority of them, they all in the same boat.
Yeah, I'd be
Within
beefing with
5-10 minutes, they say, "Well, damn nigga, we broke together, and this is our oppressor. It's not going to work the way they want it to work."
Nah, I didn't get no 5,000. Fuck the
A lot
Venezuelans.
of those.
And fuck them too.
A lot of the Southern Kingdom that is complaining that you see
And
the
the-
mainstream
The Jew
people,
corporations
those
and
the
something
coons.
else.
Yeah.
Those the Israelites who actually
They're part of the
yeah,
agenda.
they're part of the agenda. You know, they feel like, oh, they bringing our property value down, they this, they that. Really, most Jake like, man, nigga, we going through the same shit. Y'all just
They
do a
in the
little
hood,
bit,
kicking
you know
it,
what I'm
chilling,
saying?
smoking.
That's what I see.
Yeah.
What you just said is what I see.
Right.
I hear something different in the media than what I'm actually seeing.
Right.
It's just like the same thing every time, you know, they spray that stuff in the skies. I get the headaches, the stuffiness, the mucus, all that. But then what you hear on the news is that, oh, that's just cloud seeding and it's for this and it's good for you and or whatever. That but for everyone, even though everyone gets sick, all right, you know, every time that they do that,
Including the animals.
you know,
That's right.
including the animals, because my dog has been horrifically sick. Just that last one, because that last one they put some extra shit
This
in.
last one's
This
horrible.
last week I was fucked up. All right, and a lot of people were saying the same thing, man.
I got a precept for you.
Bring it out, brother.
And they got two grass for
This
you.
is Proverbs 16:28. A froward man soweth strife, and a whisper separated cheap friends. A violent man enticeth his neighbor, and leadeth him into the way that is not good. He shutteth his eyes to devise froward things, moving his lips he bringeth evil to pass. So this is Esau being Esau, man. He wants to bring this division.
That's right.
All right, that's part of who he is. You know, to divide, man. You know, it's just that simple. That's who he is, to cause division. And he wants to do that with no other kingdom coming up here. And even with these gangs, they wasn't beefing with each other when they first started. But Esau figured out a way to put money in there and make sure these niggas hate each other. But Esau pushed a lot of this bullshit out there, man. That's why they make sure they promote promote this BD, GD shit. They make sure Chief and them is put on so they can have this violence, man.
That's right.
Yeah, most of the little niggas on the show be tricks and
Because
snitches.
yeah, because if Esau wanted to stop this shit or slow it down, these niggas are doing interviews. You got Edomites in the UK doing biographies or whatever on this hood in Baltimore, this hood in St. Louis, and you got crackers that have come to these hoods and do interviews with these niggas, man, promote this bullshit. And then what happens after that? It's a gunfight. They this group right here. Esau makes sure they push this madness, man. They doing the same thing to get these coons to say, oh, they're taking away resources from us. They giving them housing, but they're not gonna build our schools. They wasn't building your schools no fucking way. This ain't got nothing to do with them. They've been closing our schools this whole time, and then go build want to upgrade Soldier Field. What they got to do with the Venezuelans, man?
Obama library, that motherfucker.
Right.
They tore up the whole motherfucking that little area in Hyde Park.
Across the Hyde Park.
Yeah, to build a fucking library, bro.
Yeah,
What the
but
fuck?
it's not just a lot. It was a presidential. Like,
Yeah.
They destroyed my bench in my area over there.
Exactly.
That shit
So,
crazy.
so Sirach 10 and 6.
Salaki 10 and 6.
Salakia 10 and 6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place. Just to backing up what you're saying.
Ecclesiastes.
Salakia. And what they're doing is folly is set in great dignity.
Yep.
So they're going to promote all the things that's unpromotable to the Heavenly Father. And they're going to make it look good. They're going to make it seem cool. They're going to make it. This is all part of Esau's show.
Yep.
And Elder, now I'd put in I believe in the bishop's room, these two graphs if Jake want to put them up. But this is just basically what the elder was saying about democracy bombing you. You know what I'm saying? One firefighter at a time. So now here's the other nations mixed, but I'm gonna go into South and Central America specifically after this graph. But this is just Esau with all the world, right? Korea and China, 1950 to 1953. Now this is bombings for the record. This isn't democracy. So this is U.S. bombings, right? Guatemala, 1954. Indonesia, 1958. Cuba, 1959 through 61. Now it's giving you the time frames because these are ongoing operations. Guatemala again in 1960. Congo, 1964. Laos, 1964 to 1973. Vietnam, 61 to 73. Cambodia, 69 to 70. Guatemala, 67 through 69. Grenada in 83. Lebanon in 83 and 84.
Lebanon again now, right now.
El Salvador, 1980. Nicaragua, 1980. Panama, 1989. Iraq, 91. Kuwait, 91. Somalia, 93. Bosnia, 94 and 95. Sudan, 98. Afghanistan, 98. Yugoslavia, Yemen in 99. Yemen, 2002. Iraq, 1991 and 2003. Iraq 2003 to 2015, Afghanistan 2001 to 2015, Pakistan 2007 2015, Somalia 2008 to 2007, 2008 through 2011, Yemen 2009 through 2011, Libya 2011 and to 2025. Now, from 1948 to 2019 specifically targeting Central South America, you have Guatemala, Nicaragua, Salvador, Panama, Venezuela, Peru, Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Brazil. So for Esau to say that these are war-torn countries, they are because you did that, not because these people decided to fuck with you. Because like the graphs show, Venezuela is sitting on that in that oil reserve, and guess what? They can't do. They can't sell it right now. So Esau is basically bleeding them out, man. How are they the largest? How are they sitting on the largest reserves and yet are fucking their economy's crippling, man?
They're doing the same shit they're doing to they're doing to the Hamites and to whatever Jake is still left over there in Africa.
Yep.
They're sitting on you got two countries. You got Venezuela and you got all these different African countries that are sitting on all these highly valuable resources.
That's
and
right.
Yet these people are dirt poor. It makes absolutely no sense.
Cool.
How is that?
Well, they've decided that they're not going to do the same thing that they did with Saudi and all that, and let them come up in their wealth and whatnot. They just say, no, we just fucking smoke your ass out of it and take it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because Africa is a big producer of cobalt.
Cobalt.
Right.
Because even when I used to work at the refinery, they make certain type of fuels out of that shit.
Yeah, I know the stuff that they use in the lithium batteries.
Yeah, you know.
And right now, those e-bikes, they keep talking about this new energy, this battery-powered electric stuff. But it turns out that the waste from the batteries is way worse and more destructive to the planet than oil is. So so
carbon footprint from lithium is
way worse. So facts are surrounded by. So just like this story, slandering the Northern Kingdom to create that division, but we know division has to come.
Yeah.
All right, and it's written, and people are gonna eat this story up, and it's being passed around. I even, because I was like, wow, because that's all I've been hearing, even when I was out there. All right, but I'm glad that that my guy sent me all that information, because now I see a different side of it, and that's why I was like, wow, we need to we have to go in on this, because they're literally trying to use Israelites as a scapegoat, to do some bullshit, and that's exactly when that's usual, right? But it's just like I watched this story today. They were showing some Jake, that did something, and I can't remember what it was. And all I could think to myself is that you went around and avoided putting up crimes that were committed by pale people to find this one bullshit story to put up to make Jake look bad. This is what they do. All right? You know? And then I'm still a firm believer, especially when the evidence have shown it, has proved it, that, you know, these Edomite men put on these prosthetic masks to make them look like black or Hispanic men, and they go out and commit crimes. And then, you know, when you look at the film, you think you're looking at, you know, Jake, but you actually, this Esau committing the crimes.
And for the record, just people attacking the stream has been.
Yeah, I had to restart the elders lesson like 15 minutes in.
Just for the record, and brothers says on the comment board, Salakia, they're attacking the stream. Some brothers text me, and we was over 37 people, now it's down to 13, and this is why Esau does it. He's attacking the stream because when the truth comes out, and we're bringing out evidence.
Yeah, that was hardcore evidence against their agenda.
Hot fire.
Hot
fire.
So because that story is being used, and there's a lot of women that are telling that story and putting it back up on social media, but it turns out that the facts behind that story, you know, and that was making the DNC, the Democratic Party, look bad. So that's why they did that.
And another thing too, which shows hoes, I talked to Jake at work, and every nigga I talk to talk about getting a Venezuelan woman, man. You know what I'm saying? So how are we enemies when Jake trying to get up with their family? You know what I'm trying to get up with the women. You know what I mean? At work, every nigga I talk to on the street, niggas in the world I talk to from here and there, they all talking about getting up with the Venezuelans.
Yeah, because these Venezuelan women are going.
You know what I'm saying?
They messing with Judah, man, and the Venezuelans is messing with the damn nigga woman.
Yeah,
somebody need to warn them, but you know, so there it is, man.
Don't leave her alone.
I'm trying to save you, brother.
Please.
Nobody warned me.
No, me and I talked to Wisconsin. I went with him to 63rd Beach.
63rd.
Where they do that shit at. Where all the Benjamites be.
The nigga shit at.
That's not the night.
It's just as many Venezuelans as it is Benjamites and Southern Kingdom. And they over there, they just getting high, getting drunk and dancing right along with
having a good time.
And yes, they are intermixing. They are co-mingling, man.
Yeah.
The language barrier and all.
Yeah. They got the apps now.
Everybody got to try.
So because Jake got them apps now, so they rolling up on her like and saying, and then she'll look at them and be like, okay, and she'll
translate shit.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. I was taking the elder home, and we was looking at it. I was like, damn. He said, I was like, yeah, man, I should be talking about it all the time, how the motherfucking Venezuelans have changed the motherfucking landscape, boy. You looking through that, you're like,
yeah, they done changed it up.
And you know what? And then Venezuela was known for his beauty pageants and stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think they even have male winners and shit.
You know,
they got women.
They were known, so you know they're an attractive people. All right, so I mean, Jake is an attractive people out the gate anyway.
Hey, Venezuelans are like a perfect mix between Southern and Northern Kingdom, but they
Jakes, man, nonetheless. You know, this is Ezekiel 28 and 14. It says, "Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so." All right, so the Lord has made this Esau hiding shit and putting the blame. This something that this dude, this is MO. Alright, he didn't want to shoot you and then throw it, and like they show you in Minister Society while sipping your juice in the hood. The man, how he shot the motherfucker behind the corner, then threw the gun to Jake, and Jake grabbed it and they fingerprints on it. Jake big on, Esau big on doing the crime and then blaming it on Jake and taking the punishment for it. They did a lot of that shit. They did a lot of that shit when we was up.
They did it right here in Chicago.
Right.
They did a lot of that in Chicago, especially in the 70s and the 80s.
Moving the Green Mile.
They were railroading a lot of, you remember all them cops that got fired and going back about 10 plus years ago.
Yep.
They were all a part of that corruption scandal, and they were falsifying evidence and all that other mess.
Black sites,
manufacturing.
Right.
So
planting shit on.
This is Isaiah 29:16. Surely you're turning the things upside down. Show the esteem that's the potter's clay.
Right. So regardless of what you're doing, it's still the Lord doing it. Alright, you ain't doing nothing of yourself, like the scripture says. Any resist His will. Alright, so but That's the thing, nigga. We understand that. And what Esau Edom with fucking with streams, at the end of the day, we understand your trickery. We understand. The scripture say we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. You can listen to us all you want, but guess what? In the end, we still gonna win. Them same niggas that you didn't trick and put the okie doke that you done got them serving idols. Guess what? They still gonna be in the kingdom straight. They gonna feel like shit, but they still gonna be over your bitch ass. Nigga, you gonna get eradicated. While the name of Yahweh Shema Shai and the Israelites is gonna live on forever. You gonna fly away as a dream.
That's right.
You know, so I get it, nigga. I'll be mad too if I ain't had nothing promised with death and destruction.
But that's Esau's coming down. What's that, Revelations 12? Esau's coming down to you with great wrath because he knows, but he has but a short time. He does not want to relinquish his rulership. He does not want to relinquish his debauchery over the world and with the wickedness. He's going to go out with temper tantrum, kicking and screaming. All right? Because he's the wicked. Go ahead, bro.
It's Job 20 and 5. It says, a matter of fact, I'm going to start at 20 and 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphant of the wicked is short?
That's what?
It's short.
That's right. And he knows it's short. And he wants to go ahead and go into overtime. What do we keep saying about your case? Esau keep doing what? Moving the what? The goalpost.
Move the goalpost. Basically, what they've done is they put me in legal limbo. That's exactly what they've done.
And that's what they're doing.
Because they can't. She rules. I've never heard of anything like this in my life. As a matter of fact, want to be August? Come August, it'll be a year.
It is August. It is August.
So yeah. So yeah. So it was either August or September that I clowned those two state's attorneys.
And that was already for a case that's already been on for 3 or 4 years.
So we had already been battling it like damn near 4 years. So yeah. So yeah, what they did was she didn't dismiss my case because she couldn't. Because if she would have dismissed it, I would have appealed it and that would have drawn attention to it from her superiors and would have made her look bad and went on her record. No judge wants an appeal on their record. All right. And then and anyone who looked at the evidence would have been like, you had no business appealing this case. All right. Yeah. The problem is that I've exposed $1 billion fraud. And so they're not going to jeopardize their $1 billion fraud for me. So basically what she did is that she just simply didn't, I don't know what the statute of limitations is on you being able to just sit on, but what happened to that quick and speedy justice?
Right. It's supposed to be
because they fought tooth and nail to keep this out of the courts, to keep this out of a court with a jury. Because I wanted that, not a bench, but a jury.
Right.
So because they didn't want this case to be heard by the citizens, by the people.
You have a right to a speedy trial.
So they're breaking all kind of laws yet again right now. So basically, what they did was by her not, she just didn't rule on it. So the case is not dismissed. I just have an open case.
They're just waiting.
It's just open. So it's
no
literally
court date, no nothing.
It's just a no court date. It's just so it's like it's unfucking heard of.
The video
So if I was sitting in a jail cell, I'll just be fucking locked
Right.
up.
That's the reason why I said it, because
I would just be an inmate in prison, and they say, "What you in here
They
for?"
do this to Jake all the time.
You know, so
I'm awaiting trial. I'm awaiting for the case. I'm awaiting that. I'm just sitting there.
So but that's okay.
In the county like this.
The Lord is gonna give me justice and vengeance.
See, but this is what Esau does. And Esau, and we were talking about this with me and Ronald and Yaki over the week. Esau just moved the goalposts. He'll move the goalposts and continue to move the goalposts. Why? Because he don't want to give up.
Yeah, because none of these politicians are really standing on law and trying to uphold and keep law. If that were true, then I wouldn't be in a situation that I'm in. No one would be. All right, and then these planes that's flying over America, poisoning everybody. Then they turn around and talk about the new variant of this and the new variant of that. A lot of that would just disappear if you just took them planes out of the sky.
Yeah,
you know, they
that's what's dropping it on you.
You know, there's your new variant right fucking there.
Hey, and another thing.
It flew over you this morning.
Another thing on that. Speaking of that, I spoke about the chemical factory I used to work at.
Yeah.
So it was something in there called the NOx product. So I mentioned before, but what the NOx scrubber was, it was connected to the ventilation system. And what it would do, it would, when you turn it on, it suck all the chemicals out the factory. And it spray water. It spray water. The water captures all the chemicals. It falls to the bottom of the incinerator and it flash burns.
Yeah.
It's called a NOx scrubber. So, and this factory's been open since the 60s, you know. So this is old technology they're using by spraying the aluminum and the barium, and they make it rain, which is the same concept of the NOx scrubber, but instead of flash burning the chemicals, you breathe it in, and what they really using it to right. Even with all
you
these
eating
companies,
it, you breathing it in, and it's getting on your skin.
Right.
When your animals are walking,
chemicals.
it's getting on them too.
And it's forever chemicals. There's chemicals that's just gonna stay with you.
Yeah,
They don't go away.
They don't break down.
They don't break down. So even with, you know, I man, Esau dumb.
And the signals are going in and out too. They're on the comment board complaining about, you know.
Because I worked at a lot of places. Because Esau really a goofball. You know, this dude is dummy. Because I also worked in the factory that made the Roundup. You see all these Roundup lawsuits and shit
And
like.
they supposed to pay you all because y'all was in the
Bro.
factory making
Well, it turns out too. And here's, I don't know if you knew this part. Speaking on Roundup, and this is how dirty the Esau Edom is.
ESEF.
It's that ESAF, right? But Roundup also is owned by the same company, right? That makes medicine for the heart.
Well, no. What happened?
And you know,
It's owned by Mayor.
But yet they're killing. But yet they're killing. They make this thing to kill dandelions, and dandelions is the number one ingredient for a lot of heart medicines. That and what do you call it? I always forget the name of this.
Penicillin?
No, penicillin. How? Magnesium, the water, beloved. Magnesium is you know, is a substance that your body needs, and it's also one of the number one chemicals that they, or not chemicals, but ingredients. It's on that chart, you know. What do you call it? The
periodic table.
Yeah, but it's but there's a name for them. They're called periodic. No, not the periodic table. They're called, what are the individual
elements?
Elements. The water. It's one of the elements that you actually need. All right, and which is magnesium, and magnesium is one of the number one chemicals in all heart medication. That, and they use a lot of dandelions too. There's dandelions as well, and it's funny, and I just found it ironic that the same people who are killing the dandelions and controlling the dandelions are also involved with the heart medicine. So they get you to, they're killing the thing that could be healing everyone naturally.
Wow.
Counting weeds while they sell you. You know,
not just dandelions, wild lettuce too. Wild lettuce is pain medicine essentially. Wild lettuce is a pain medicine. You will see it all over, even in Chicago.
And they call it weeds.
And they call it weeds. So if this is aspirin company, Bayer leaves this shit alone, you wouldn't need to go to them. So they make sure you kill it.
And then you brainwash people thinking you need to kill that nasty old weed. You remember the cartoon back in the day? When the weed would be choking a little flower. Every time you turn your back, the weed is choking the flower. You hear the flower choking.
Which dandelions grow just fine next to the grass. It's been doing it for a long time.
Exactly.
Now the funny part is, if you go into outside, and we did this in the lesson a couple of weeks ago, you got knot grass, you got moringa, you got plantains, you got all kinds of stuff that looks, and they call it weeds. If you go put it into the plant identifier and you go into the benefits, every single one of them is a medicinal and ready to heal you for a particular thing. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
All right?
And I just want to correct something real quick. So like, that's actually Monsanto. Monsanto changed their name.
Bayer bought out Monsanto.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, that's what they're doing. Whatever they fuck their name is, that's what they're doing. But go ahead, brother.
This is Sirach 39 and 27. All these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinner they are turned into evil. Perfect. And that's Esau.
Wow.
You know, they accomplish a diligent search. They search out matters and they say, you know what I mean, whatever's healthy for you, we're going to vilify it, and in the midst of vilifying it, we're going to get rich. We're going to create a product or a solution that's going to get us rich while keeping you sick. And the more sick you are, the more money we make because we own the medical institution.
Wow. And then you got the dumbass citizens participating in it because we've been brainwashed to believe that we need to go out there and shoot all the weeds. So you got the people killing their own medicine.
Exactly.
So while you can sell them the poison.
And also, Roundup has been sued, and they lost because they've been paying people out. And they still sell the Roundhouse shit, but it's known to cause cancer.
And it's made in the same factory. It's all made in the same motherfucking place.
Bro.
I made Roundup, I made Bayer, I mean not Bayer, but all that shit, all the different companies, we had different weed killers.
They just changed the names on that.
They put glyphosate acid in that shit. They put factory grade ammonia. But you know how strong that shit is? Jay walked in the room and his nose started bleeding because he didn't have his respirator on.
Glyphosate is found in some cereal.
That shit is terrible. Like,
break down your body.
These people really are trying to kill Westerners, man.
They said this.
And now you know what? The other nations don't accept a lot of the food coming from here.
And it's not.
He had something he was trying to work.
No. Yeah, and this is another thing. On top of what the brother just said, Esau will prescribe. There's actual Bayer medic. It's called. It's an aspirin regimen that they make you take. So not only does he make this shit, but he says, hey, if you're old and you're scared of dying, take an aspirin daily.
Right.
Just take an aspirin.
Yeah, baby aspirin for the heart.
See?
Yeah, like 30 milligram aspirin.
Yes, look, see, and that's what I'm saying. Not only does he make this, not only does he offer it, not only does he not take this away from you, but he'll tell a doc, hey, look, how about you tell your clients if they're scared of dying to take an aspirin every day? And then, like this one specifically I was getting, it basically says the low dosage, but it says Bayer regimen, which means they want you to make it out of your everyday fucking life.
And that's crazy because the main ingredient in garlic is allicin, which does the same thing that Tylenol does.
But no, see, this is what Esau does. He takes all the whatever is an ingredient that's an actual natural ingredient. He makes a synthetic one.
It's called allicin.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense because there actually was legislation to actually make it illegal for citizens to grow garlic. It was only could be grown, by government farmers or whatever. But they were actually trying to put legislation because especially when the seed thing hit, because a lot of garlic is one of the strongest natural antibodies, build your immune system. That known to man is garlic. So they were actually trying to put litigation in place, to get to lobbying to get law to where you can't grow garlic.
I mean, that's why they want to put the legislation, make sure you can grow any kind of food in your backyard and can't do it.
Can't sustain yourself.
Right. They want you to be 100% totally dependent on them. Going back to Deuteronomy 28. Go ahead, matter of fact, somebody will get it. Deuteronomy 28 and was it 48? That they want us to be in them in all things. So they're going to demonize the dandelion. They're going to demonize the wild lettuce. They're going to demonize the plantain and the moringa and every single thing you're walking on that Jake don't know in that day that is going to be food. That's medicine. And when they're going to be going to Esau and taking the stabby wabby because they ain't got no foodie woody,
They're going to take the Band-Aid, man.
Yeah.
Right? And that Band-Aid, I watched a video today about all these people are still dying and the numbers are going up. Unexplainable, what do they call it? Excess deaths. And, of young, healthy people from teenagers to 50 years old that were actually healthy. Many of them athletes, and they are, people that took the Band-Aid, man. So they're already trying to prescribe, more new Band-Aids.
Yeah, for the M.
So
to the POS.
So
Monkey business.
Yeah, right. They're gonna give you. They already had new Band-Aids on deck before the monkey business even hit. So you can't, never trust that enemy.
Minority Report, but right? Medical.
Man.
Econ.
Man.
I have to do something real quick.
He got this.
Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemy which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, in and one of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed you. You gotta go to this devil for everything we need. Water, measuring water, all of that. Everything, medicine.
Lord said the medicine's supposed to come out of the earth, and we gotta go to the earth. But I can't even go to the earth because you done took it and defiled that too.
Or you make laws where I can't go to the earth.
Or say you can't go ahead and grow your own shit down.
That's basically putting a spiritual yoke upon us. Look, right, you know, he used to physically put a yoke on one day, and this is a spiritual yoke put on you because you stuck in this fucking system. There's
Right.
no way to get out of it.
It goes back to what Elder Malcolm said. You know, he said, and then the people are brainwashed. It says you got to go to the nakedness. Meaning the knowledge, information that Jake is getting is from Esau, man. And I got to read this, man. This is Ezekiel 4, right? 13, we know this is classic. And Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat that defiled bread among the Gentiles, where I would drive them. So he knows the curse would go to them for everything, right? But I want to jump down to 16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight. So we're not going to have our own things. We're going to have to go to a market. You get a loaf of bread, whatever ounces to say. All right? Yeah, you get you an 8-ounce steak or a pound of ground beef or whatever you're getting is by weight because we don't have our own shit, right?
They
By
got half
weight.
loaves now.
Yeah. Yep, it says by weight and with care. So not only that, for one, care is manifold. We broke. So you gotta look at, you gotta price check and well, you got coupon wars and shit.
You gotta actually use your calculator.
Yeah, but then also you gotta look at what's in the shit.
Yeah.
You gotta look at everything. You can't even just go get a fucking watermelon.
That's it.
And you know, sometimes you can find the seeded grapes, but then somebody will grab the seeded and be like, oh, I didn't mean to get this or whatever, and they end up putting the seedless grapes in the same pile. So you gotta make sure you're looking at the package to make sure you're getting the actual seeded grapes. They'll mix them up.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta really get your shit with care.
You're right, brother. Yesterday, you know, after Yasharala beat everybody ass, we went to go have, you know, celebrate and have pizza.
Go ahead.
So I had to finish off my pizza and go ahead and get some chocolate. So after we left the pizza spot to go to camp and went across the street, Yasharala and myself and Shaman, we went across the street. I wanted some chocolate, some dark chocolate. Do you know we looked at, no, I'm definitely avoiding her. But we looked at about damn near 15, 20 different products, and every one of the chocolates all had soy in them.
Wow, soy lectin.
I was trying to find some dark chocolate without soy lectin in it.
Lily's.
Every fucking one of them had it, man.
Lily's brand.
They didn't have Lily's.
Okay.
Because there's a brand that sometimes I get from
Trader Joe's.
Not Trader Joe's. That's where we work, Mark.
Mariano's.
Every dark chocolate in Trader
What?
Joe's, every one of them.
I thought you went to
Trader
Walgreens.
Joe's is full of soy
Everything in
beta cups.
that.
Trader Joe's is made for the man bun. You know the biggest customers there niggas with man
God.
buns.
Right, and Trader Joe's is the rich Aldi's. It's the customer.
The
man purse.
Trader Joe's and Aldi's brothers are they the two brothers. The one had Aldi's, one had Trader Joe's. So Trader Joe's is Aldi's.
But there's no reason for soy lectin to be in chocolate.
There's no reason.
There's no reason. They just put that shit in there, man.
Yep.
And let's poison.
It's a little more of this, right? And they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure. Again, I got a bottle of water right here. This fucking alkaline water. The water is naturally alkaline, man. We got to get this shit.
They put a gimmick
You know,
on
they
it.
do add some baking soda and shit, which I mean, we in hell you need it.
Plus
Then-
the
and then it's
plastic in it.
And then it's fucked up.
Microplastic, that's fucking everybody up.
Then it's fucked up about the carrot. I gotta toss electrolyte powder in. This is an alkaline water I had to add electrolyte powder to get the magnesium, potassium that they get from the fucking rocks and all this other shit. But that's just hell, right? But check it, it's another line to this. It says they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment. So I looked up this Hebrew word for astonishment, right? And this shit just fucked me up. So let me grab it again. It's the Hebrew. It's the Strong's number H8078. Shamawan, all right, or Shamawan. And it says horror, dismay, appallment. But then one of the definitions is stupefaction. It's stupefaction. And then I went to look up stupefaction and it says to be stupefied, which that's dumb. So they had to type in stupefied to realize that goes to stupefied. And stupefied means to make someone unable to think or feel properly.
Damn.
So it says you should, man, I gotta scroll back down.
So that's why we feel all fucked up all the time.
And they should drink water by measure, and it will make you unable to think or feel properly.
Wow.
So this water, it got heavy metals in it. And not only what's funny is we also drink the water through our skin, man.
Yes, that's a big.
So when you have a
you get caught in the rain, that poison is going directly into you.
Shower.
Yeah, even your shower, your tub, you gotta, and it's fucked up. You gotta clean, when you clean your water heater, you will see all this sediment and all this other shit in there.
Yes.
And then what's more fucked up is Esau has done a test on the water, and they put like Ritalin and what's the other one? What's the other pill? Adderall's another one too.
So all these mind altering
Xanax.
These mind altering
to make you docile. This the shit they give kids that got so-called ADHD. This the shit to dumb you down. So they put all this shit in your fucking water that fucks up your thought process. That's why you feel cloudy at times. I've been drinking the spring water a lot lately because you drink too much alkaline, it'll fuck up your stomach acid. But this last week or so, I'm back to the alkaline because you do need it. You got to balance it out. And total difference. You can feel the hydration better, everything. Not as this shit really fucks you up.
Yeah, I know this sales rep that does the Evian water. He got a Edomite customer, like a millionaire. She orders a pallet of Evian water like every other week just to take a bath in it. Like, and that shit's expensive.
Yeah, right. Because the French Alps.
So she'd be ordering a pallet like every other week, a pallet of like a 12 case box,
just to soak
stack like 10 high, and you could do like 8 on the bottom. So she getting like 80 of these things like every other week just to take a bath in it.
I know this shit right.
I wish I could bathe in bath.
Damn, please.
Nobody said it.
They got money for that.
Excuse me, Benji. We was using Ezekiel 4. Go over to 5 and
Man, you got it right there.
Okay. All right then. Well, I'm gonna read 5 and 13 because, like I said,
I was fucking with you, Pops. I'm gonna read it for you, break it down.
Yeah, 5 and 13.
I read 13. I read 5.
No, 5 and 13.
Oh, Ezekiel 5 and 13. I got you. Ezekiel 5 and 13. Thus shall my anger be accomplished, and I will cause my fury to rest upon them.
So we getting punished, but he using this man to do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And I will be comforted. And they shall know that I, Yahweh, have spoken in my zeal, which means fury, fire. You know, when it says somebody's zealous or jealous, when you go into those words, it means fiery, heat, hot. Yeah, the Lord was hot. When he cursed us and said, I'm going to look over you for evil and not good, he was raging. You ever been so angry, you feel your body temperature go to fuck up.
Yes.
That's why Mama Great Fight, you take your shirt and everything off because you just fucking raging.
And you're raging for the right reason because what the fuck, man? We brothers, man. We family, man. The fuck?
And they shall know that I, Yahweh, have spoken it in my zeal, but I have accomplished my fury in them.
Go ahead.
Okay. Moreover, I will make thee waste. I will slack. Moreover, I will make thee waste and a reproach among the nations that are round about thee, and the sight of all that pass by. So it shall be
Go ahead.
So it shall be a reproach and a taunt, and instruction and an astonishment unto the nations that are round about thee. When I shall execute judgments in thee in anger, and in fury, and in furious rebukes, I Yahweh have spoken it. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction. And what's that? Haggai 1?
Yep.
It says, you have clothes, but you're not warm. You have eaten, but you're not full. You have pockets with holes. So you're not even getting any sustenance for this. This is a real life famine. This is a famine. And I believe it was Russia. He said, I believe it was Putin. He said, I never seen, basically he was talking about how Americans are so fat but still malnourished. Americans have bellies like them damn starving Ethiopians. We are malnourished. This shit is fucked up.
Yeah, they fucking us up, man.
You got Jake. You got these young niggas. You 18, 19. Back, bro. 18, 19 when the wind blew.
Absolutely.
Stiff, ready.
Absolutely.
You got these young niggas. They at the gas station getting the shit because not because I'm just trying to threat. Because they need it.
That's right. Yeah. Hey, they said that a 70-year-old man now has testosterone levels higher than a 16, 17, 18-year-old now.
No, it's a 70-year-old man from 1978.
Right. Got a higher testosterone.
Had higher testosterone than an 18-year-old, 16 or 18-year-old male today.
And that's ridiculous.
So
that's all that soy lectin.
That's soy lectin, exactly. Exactly.
We'll come back on.
Oh.
Yeah. Man.
Is he?
So Ezekiel 5 and
Yeah, I hear somebody out there.
Somebody just turned something on in there.
When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine,
We get ready to wrap anyway.
which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. Which also goes into the knowledge the Lord took away. Right, he took away the eloquent orator, the leaders of 50s, like it says in Isaiah the 3rd chapter. All right, but the Wadi Howard Bashem Yahushai, he's waking up his prophets now. But it goes back to Elder Malcolm said, these people are brainwashed. I seen a post today. It said, you people that eat ass, eating cooch, sucking dick on them, basically doing all this other shit on the first day. Let a person mention CMOs. Now you want to look into everything.
Oh, yes.
Like what? And it's true. They said it and made a joke. I'm like, damn, this shit real.
Ain't that something?
That shit real because you will do all this shit. You eating whole lobster boils. This shit is, but mention some CMOs, the nigga becomes the greatest researcher in history.
Now I want to know if it's safe, if it's good.
It's safe. We can't run out the fucking
You
water.
just ate a damn shrimp.
Right.
You know?
That ain't the roach.
You just ate the sea roach. But now you concerned about somebody eating sea moss.
Right.
Wow.
They get their kids, they giving their kids a kid get their first tooth. Are you ready for the mashed potatoes? And you know they using margarine.
Right.
They giving them that.
Right.
But mention, man, yeah, your child sick. Oh, you go hit him with some honey and some oregano oil. What? No. You just getting his whole baby margarine. It's not even supposed to be getting weaned off the titty yet.
Right.
But you already feeding it margarine.
Right. Instant.
But mention some plants to heal. Oh no, hey, we become the greatest researcher, man.
Well, you know what? It's just as simple as this, man. Jake just trusts and believes in their
His
enemy.
That's it.
You know, they trust and believe in their enemy. They trust and believe in Egypt. And you still got Jake to think that these Edomites and this Babylonian, Egyptian, Roman system has their best interest in hand, and it does not.
Yeah.
It does not.
What look at what's cheap in the stores and look at what it costs. Shit that they take it costs to make and process is cheaper than shit that's natural.
Yep.
Right.
You can go get a pack of noodles, which they done came out and released, how that shit is causing cancer and other shit.
Not breaking down.
And that shit is cheap as hell. All right, but you try to get a fucking seeded fruit, vegetable, it costs more than the shit they invested money in to create, to make it seedless, to make Terminator seeds, to process and do shit.
Yeah, man.
That shit costs more than the shit that they put money into.
Yeah, well, you know, I noticed that going back about 5-6 years ago, that it costs more to eat a salad than it does to eat regular food now. If you to get you a really healthy and a good salad, you paying, the price of what you used to pay for a steak dinner.
A meal.
Yeah.
So this place surely is done, man, and matter of fact, anybody got? I'm gonna read the scripture. We gonna wrap it. Bring your scripture out, brother. I'm gonna read this last. I'm getting ready to read this. So.
This Psalms 36. I'm gonna read verse 3 and 4. It say the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He hath left off to be wise and to do good. He deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. And that's Esau and Mo from the beginning, man. And we know the plans of Yahweh Shai. That of course, like on the flip side, the balance of it, you got Jake intermingling with the Venezuelans, right? But at the same time, Esau, what do you think? You bring a group of people over here, you don't give them jobs, they ain't got nowhere to live. What the fuck you think they're gonna do?
They go
at the same time. But we know that this is an agenda because he want to close this shit off. bringing a new system, painting Jacob the face of terror as he always does, because the Lord already has determined in his heart to bring forth that new agenda, man. So we're not ignorant of what he's doing.
Because at the end of the day, he planned on killing both Northern and Southern
Exactly.
All right?
Yeah, so, Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord. That's talking about Israel, right? That take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. So that's really the reason why Jacob rather follow suit, trust Esau, Edom, because Esau gives them license to sin. That's what it all boils down to. They can do whatever they want to.
I just had one.
Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 7, and I started at 11. It says, then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers. Now the magicians of Egypt, they also did in like manner with their enchantments. For they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. Like, so, you know what I mean? Even like today, be it food, be it a train of thought, all right, media, you know, these people are seduced by the ways of Egypt, man. So they're going to defend it, man. But the truth is going to always swallow up all this bullshit out here, man, no matter what Esau comes with, man. All right, he can feed them all type of chemicals and poison. He can bring in all type of bullshit. He can bring all these Venezuelans and cause all this chaos. None of that means anything, man. The truth is going to prevail, man. All right?
This is very true. You got one, bring it out, brother.
That's Isaiah 59 and 19. So should they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy should come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh should lift up a standard against him. So Yahweh should now shine on the eventually deliver us out of this end. He's going to lift up that standard against this devil because what he's trying to do, he's trying to kill us.
Yeah, and you're right, brother.
Get rid of him.
Right.
Yeah, he's showing it himself to you know that Esau's getting ready to come with that sword, because it's just like the whole thing cleared up when we stopped talking about that fraudulent story that was being pushed by that media. You know, all of a sudden, you know, we don't have no problems with it, you know, because what you said, we were 37 minutes in when they
the first one cut up. We had to restart. The other was
we were 37 minutes in, and they cut the feeds. You know, so
this is the second life.
Okay, this is Matthew 24:24. For there shall rise false Mashiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect, but they're not going to be able to. Behold, I have told you before. So he told us beforehand that this was going to be happening, so we'll understand it, so we'll see it, and we won't fall prey to it. But he's not going to be able to deceive us, because we got the game plan. We got Esau's whole game plan in these scriptures.
We do, and then foremost, most importantly, man, we have to remind ourselves. I have to remind myself that when we see something that's broadcast on social media that's coming off from the media, from that, you have to look at that with a grain of salt, because it's probably not true. All right, because Esau gives you information, all right, but then he gives you mis and disinformation at the same time. But we're gonna wrap with this one. This is 2 Ezra 9 and 9, and it reads, "Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain." All right. Hey, so with that, man, we're gonna give all praises, all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Mekakwadash.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Abba Babal.
Abba Babal.
Machine, I gone sell.